I'm sitting here with Beth Haste, who I've known for a number of years, and I've known about Beth's interest in the theatre and her passion for the theatre from many years of involvement with the theatre. And thank you, Beth, for meeting with me today. What can you tell me about your early days and your idea of getting involved in the theatre? Where did that come from?
Well, it didn't come until I was in my 20s when we moved from the city to a little country town of 600, Delungra.
Delungra, don't know it, but...
East of Moree.
East of Moree.
And it was just boredom. My brain wasn't working because there was nothing to work it on because they'd all intermarried and, they knew nothing. So I decided to do courses through the New England University, and I then joined the CWA, and they had a drama group that wasn't a drama group because nobody did anything, and I decided it was time we did it. And there was about 15 clubs within our area, and we decided, a friend and I decided that we would try and get this drama group moving.
Wow. So that was the starting point?
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit more about that little country town and life there and what it felt like to you?
Well, at that stage, I had 3 kids, 1, 2 and 3. So it was, I was kept busy with that.
So I remember you telling me something about the small town. You told me a sort of an anecdote about was it a sheep wheat town?
Wheat, sheep, yes.
And that was the prevailing topic of conversation, sheep and wheat. If you
and with the women, it was kids and school and.
And that just wasn't enough for you.
No,
it wasn't enriching enough.
I had always worked my brain, and I just found that I wasn't working it there. So.
And I believe you said that your husband was away shearing a lot.
No, he wasn't. No.
Oh, right.
He was a local policeman.
He was a local police officer.
Yes. And when I'd have to go to Sydney, he would stay at home. Well, we lived in the police residence, and he'd stay at home with the kids, and so that worked out well.
And you told me a story about the bank manager that came to town.
The new bank manager for the Bank of New South Wales, and his wife was in the paper shop one day, and Daisy, the owner of the news agency, said, "Oh, I'd like you to meet Beth. She's the policeman's wife." And she said, "Oh, thank God for that. I thought I'd be stuck with shearers' wives." And that was the right thing to say in a town where there was a lot of shearers.
So she didn't last long?
No, she didn't last long. She was sort of forced out of town, and I think she got the message that...
But you probably understood where she was coming from.
Yes.
Whereas others probably just didn't. But on the other hand, you were able to use the theatre and acting and playing as a means of enriching your life.
Yes.
So this little town, did you put on the plays primarily there in that little place?
No. Anywhere in the Moree, Narrabri, anywhere that area, which was a part of our group. We had the branches, and then we had the group, and then we had... Yeah.
And what years were you involved in the theatre in Delungra?
Well, the whole time I was in Delungra, which was 10 years, we got these branches together, and at the annual conference our group, we would get each branch to do a little play or do what they liked. And from there it grew, and plays got better and the people got better, and from there went on, and we had a competition with all the districts in New South Wales, and as a result we were chosen as the best actors, if that's right, and then we were chosen to go to Sydney to put on a play in Sydney at the Ensemble Theatre, which was owned by Hayes Gordon. It was a theatre in the round, and it was all corrugated iron and nothing startling. But he was an American that came out here to help people in all facets of acting, you know, what happened in the background. And anyway, from there, when we did the play, I won the competition for being the best actress.
Wow, that must have been quite a moment.
It was quite a moment, and I was on stage the whole time, but I didn't have a great deal to say. Probably, you know, were caught with what the others were doing, but it was called Husband Supplied. Like
the play was called
what they do today in television, and they old-fashioned desk. It was a farce.
A farce.
A farce.
What's a farce?
A farce is something that really couldn't happen.
Right, a fantasy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was on stage the whole time, and it wasn't. While I was on stage the whole time, I was not speaking all the time, but I was doing office work, because that was my job. And I had a filing cabinet and, you know, books and all sorts of things, so I never stopped doing what I thought was right.
So you never broke character?
No, I was a secretary.
You acted through the play?
Yes, and I had a lot to say at times, but the main thing was I didn't stand there waiting for the next time to do something. I did something.
Right.
And as a result of that, I was chosen when we got to the Ensemble Theatre and we met all the other groups. We all put on different plays. I won the big prize.
And was it mostly ladies getting together?
Yes, all ladies.
Right.
Back in those days, there was ladies and men.
Okay. And what difference do you think it made to your life, being involved in the theatre overall?
Well, number one, it made me appreciate the theatre more. You know, you go to stage shows and things like that, and you got to. While I was in Sydney, I met quite a lot of actors and actresses and that sort of thing. But we moved to Oberon, and they did all singing. So I can't sing, so I was out of it.
Oh, so you didn't get involved?
I couldn't get involved because they did musicals. From Oberon, we would go to Sydney, which was only an hour and a half away, and go to shows. I think we went to the opening night of Jesus Christ Superstar.
Wow.
Yeah.
That must have been a sensory overload, I'd imagine.
But at that stage, you know, I was doing no acting because they didn't act there, they sang.
They sang. Okay.
Yes.
Well, that's a shame. But I guess fond memories?
Oh, yes, yes.
Right.
Yeah. Fortunately, there was another member of the CWA who was as interested as I was. And between the two of us, we were able to force these things to happen.
Wow. So you guys were the movers and shakers.
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, that's good. Every acting troupe needs those.
And then my husband said, well, from here on, everything you do is an act.
Oh, really? That's a bit of a negative take on it.
Yes.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
That's interesting, because you kind of put him in his place then by that. Yeah. You should have said, that's right, don't forget it.
He probably got sick of minding kids.
Oh, did he?
But,
Oh, well.
yes.
That's all right, because prior to that, it was you that was minding the kids all the time.
Yes, yeah,
So it gave you a life outside the home,
yes,
which is really important for balance, isn't it?
yes.
And
It really is.
And this lady that you paired up with, did you remain friends?
Oh, for some years, yes.
Yeah.
And we sort of got lost. And,
Okay, so if you're going to be out there on the back blocks, then taking theatre and culture to your little community
they didn't know what it was.
must have been like being hit in the head with a brick.
Yes. That's right, yeah.
But good on you, you got away with it.
Yes, yeah. And I have been back to Delunga a few times, but, you know, they're all of my age or older, so there's sort of nobody there that I know now, so I can't find out what happened.
Okay, and the Country Women's Association, look, there is one here in Tumut,
Yes,
and they used to have daytime group and nighttime group, but I think that one of those has folded. But it's under, like a lot of these service organisations and auxiliary organisations, seems to be under a bit of pressure to keep members and things like that.
yes, of course, back when I was doing it, 600 people, where do you work? Well, you don't, and there was no preschool to send kids to, and so it was just a case of stay at home. And now there's so many women working, there isn't enough to keep membership of the CWA going.
It's a shame.
Yes, it is a shame.
Because look at what you did through that. It was a real cultural and enrichment
Yes.
of your life, wasn't it? So just about the shows that you've seen since, how many shows have you been to, do you think, in your life?
London, been 15 times, been 15 shows.
Right, every time you go to London, you
You go to the show.
Go and see a show.
Right. And we, before we come here, we lived in Brisbane.
Right.
And of course the top shows went, and there was always a matinee. So I'd catch or my husband and myself would catch a train into the city and go to the show and go home. And I even got my husband to appreciate ballet.
You taught him culture after all those years.
Yes. So we used to go, the Paris Opera Ballet Company used to come about every 2 years, and they were extremely good. And the Bolshoi Ballet came, and the price was such that he said, it's either you or me. So I said, it's me, and I went. But I didn't think they were any better than the French one.
Wow.
Yeah. They were living on their reputation.
Yeah, okay. And so what kind of words come to mind when I say, just say, oh, we're off to the ballet now.
Yes.
I've got your ticket. How would that make you feel?
Overjoyed.
Overjoyed.
Yes. I got others that had never been to the ballet to go on occasions, and I took my daughter-in-law once, and the first time in her life she'd been quiet for 3 hours.
It must have been a pleasing moment for you. A victory at last.
And I took her to one where they just did excerpt, whatever the word is, of 4 or 5 different ballets, so she wasn't sort of bored by Swan Lake or any of those. And but there was also Calendar Girls, and that wasn't singing, that was acting, and I admired these women for showing their boobs. Lorraine Bailey was one, and she's the same age as me, and oh my God. But they all did it, and it was great, yeah.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, thank you very kindly for taking the time to talk to me about theatre today and about what it's meant to you in your life. I can see that, from my perspective, that it made a huge impact in your life.
It did. It probably stopped me from committing suicide through boredom.
Right. Definitely a better plan.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very kindly.